evening again. The students on this stage were selected by their school's respective staffs based on a criterion of 40% citizenship, 40% leadership, and 20% scholarship. From both high schools are 10 boys, 10 girls, and a mix of 5 girls and boys. I would like to congratulate and also encourage you to never let run dry these most admirable qualities that put you on this stage tonight. Never stop being a responsible and ethical citizen. Never stop being a leader. Become part of the solution, not the problem. And never stop learning, ever. Learning doesn't just come from structured education and the internet. You also need to surround yourself with people you can learn from, and in turn be of support to them and share your light. Learning also includes making memories. Why spend so much time on your phone watching the memories of other people instead of getting outside and making memories of your own? Is there an amen from the parents out here? I share these words not just as the chairperson of this event, but also as a mom. And hey, my name is Karen, so consider this a live and in-person Karen meme. In tonight's program are photos of your children, along with a paragraph of 60 words based on a prompt to write something personally meaningful about their time in Waterford schools. Tom Burdick, owner of Unique Image in Waterford, professionally provided the group and individual photos. Please note in the back are the sponsors and patrons of this evening, which provided for all of the operating costs. This is not a fundraising program for the Waterford Foundation. We totally rely on these patrons and sponsors. I would like to give a hearty thanks to Counselors Mary Shelton from Mott, Ashley Hudson, and Kenneth Hembry of Kettering, who were immensely helpful in the communications involved with the students and the overall success of this event. Tonight's event is being recorded by Jane Kelly of Video Services at the district office. She also prepared all the visual displays you will see tonight. Jason Pratt is the PAC director. He prepared our stage setup and a lot of other last-minute things for me. And my new friend Robbie is in the back handling the lights and the sound system and anything that has to do with a technological gadget. When your child's name is called later on tonight, we ask that you stand. Everything will be recorded tonight, and it will be available probably in the next week or two on the district website, and you may download it for free. In years past, we used to charge, we don't anymore. So it's a wonderful keepsake. Some of you may have never heard who the Waterford Foundation of Public Education is, but we've been around for a long time supporting this community. This is actually our 40th year we're celebrating. We have a board of 14 directors that are all volunteers, and they include former educators, principals, business leaders, owners, and parents who have actively supported their children's schools. I'd like to show you a video to best explain who we are and what we do.
The Waterford Foundation for Public Education is a nonprofit organization founded in 1984 for the purpose of providing necessary private funding to the Waterford School District. Through the Foundation's grant program, we provide financial support for important, innovative educational activities not currently provided through the school system. The Foundation provides funding for projects ranging from district-wide music and arts programs to modestly budgeted classroom literacy activities. We also provide funding for research and equipment, workshops, guest lecturers, and a variety of outstanding instructional projects and programs. Foundation trustees, volunteers, and patrons have raised well over $2.2 million and funded some $550,000 worth of projects. We are fortunate to have the Mary Lou Simmons Legacy Endowment, which was created and earmarked for literacy and arts enrichment for Waterford School District students. This includes the Sweet Reads Bookmobile, Camp WSD, and other projects. In addition, the Ken Frankel Legacy Endowment provides funding to enhance professional development programming, such as teacher labs, speakers, and other staff educational resources for our teachers. In addition to funding grants, the Foundation promotes and recognizes excellence in teaching and learning. The Foundation's annual education awards and critically acclaimed programs further enrich the youth and professional educators who are so vital to our collective future. Some of these events include the Select 50 Banquet, honoring top students. Each year, 25 students are selected from Waterford Mott High School and 25 from Waterford Kettering High School. These students demonstrate citizenship, leadership, and scholarship in their schools. The Foundation's annual golf outing is their largest fundraiser of the year. At this event, the Foundation honors an outstanding graduate from the Waterford School District who has achieved success and is active in service to his or her community. The Foundation also supports an annual Teacher of the Year program. All nominees are honored at a community event sponsored by Suburban Ford, who also provides a new car to the deserving winner. This award is a way of affirming the value the Waterford community places on educational excellence and the critical role the classroom teacher plays in providing it. Now entering its 40th year of service to the Waterford School District, the Waterford Foundation for Public Education wishes to continue providing support for many more years to come. Private support involves gifts given to the Waterford Foundation for Public Education by people, alumni, and friends who are committed to supporting Waterford students. If you would like to make a donation or find out more about the Waterford Foundation for Public Education, please visit our website. The Waterford Foundation, making a difference for Waterford School District students.
As highlighted in the video, you saw that the Foundation sponsors the Teacher of the Year program, and we are honored here tonight to have Music Director Chris Browie, 2023 Teacher of the Year, although I see you don't have your tuba with you tonight, as you had in the video up there. I think we might appreciate that, I'm not sure.
Thank you so much, Karen, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. Let's see. First of all, I'd like to begin by saying congratulations to all of you for being chosen and honored as Waterford Foundation Select 50 students. It truly is an honor to be sitting where you are, and hopefully you will embrace this moment and be proud of yourselves for everything you've done to get here. It's also wonderful that the Waterford Foundation continues to show support for our community, our students, and our teachers through programs and awards such as this. I would also like to say a very heartfelt thank you once again to the Waterford Foundation for the honor of being selected as Teacher of the Year in 2023. I still feel so very humbled and appreciative to have been the recipient for this award, especially since the Waterford School District is so fortunate to have so many talented, dedicated, and deserving teachers. So thank you again, and not gonna lie, the Ford Bronco has been a lot of fun. In the process of being nominated, observed, interviewed for the Teacher of the Year award, I had a chance to do a good deal of reflection on my teaching practices, my philosophies, and my values. Considering this is my 30th year of teaching music in Waterford, I had a lot to reflect on, some good, some not so good. I kept coming back to one of the things I shared with the TOI committee that was really shaped my teaching in the past few years. As teachers each summer, we always come back a few weeks prior to school and try once again to get our rooms, always come back a few weeks prior to school and try to get our rooms ready for a new set of classes. I've always tried to decorate and put up at least a few new and different things around my room, whether it's inspirational posters, music theory or history posters, or just something to make the room more engaging and interesting. One poster that I found myself putting up each year, and honestly I would do it at first just because it was, kind of interesting, and also just to kind of take up space, I would just say, well, that sounds nice, and it's a quote by Aristotle, so it must be good. But in the past few years, I found myself referring to the poster more and more in my own thinking, and also even during my classes. I would draw my students' attention to the quote with increasing frequency. The quote reads as follows: "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." It seems like such a simple statement, But there's a lot in those two sentences, and they can have a far-reaching impact in the big areas in our lives and also in the small areas of our lives. We are what we repeatedly do. At first, this may seem to have almost a negative connotation, like we are all just creatures of habit and repetition and destined to be set in our ways. To some extent, I suppose this is true. Much of what we do each day is based on repetition: our school, our work, our chores, our day-to-day life. However, when you add the second part, that's where we can find inspiration and the impetus for change and application in our lives. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So what is that really saying? Let me give a few examples, and hopefully it will make some more sense. As a part of playing instruments in band class, one of the most important things, and I've had quite a few of you in my classes, one of the most important things is how we hold and produce sound on our instrument. The way we place our hands and the way we form our embouchures, which is the way we shape our mouths to get good tone, are so important to be a successful player in years to come. Each and every day, we need to go through the routine of doing this correctly so we develop good habits with proper technique and posture. This will avoid the pitfalls of learning incorrectly and having to correct bad or lazy habits later, and will hopefully lead to excellent habits and greater success and enjoyment on the instrument. So I will often point to the poster and ask, are you creating habits of excellence today? Especially on Monday mornings, when just holding up the instrument, staying awake, and making a pleasant sound can be a challenge for many students. Another example would be the deadlines in turning in homework on time. You're welcome, parents. This one is for free. But honestly, we are what we repeatedly do. So if we get in the habit of turning things in, or turning things in late, or waiting for the last minute to take care of whatever needs to be done, what habits are you creating for yourself? It's much better to create a habit of excellence, where you plan out your time, make sure certain things are done well, not rushed, and to the best of your ability. And again, being excellent is not a one-time act, but a habit that you develop for yourselves in all areas. Some of you may already be quite accomplished at this, considering that you're sitting here with this expectation. But the vast majority of you will also be going on to college or possibly a trade where you may not have parents and teachers to hold you accountable any longer. You will need to rely on the habits of excellence that you've created for yourself. A final way I feel the quote applies is to even be excellent in the seemingly mundane. For instance, maybe the job you currently have, if it's flipping burgers, if it's stocking shelves, if it's running a cash register, babysitting, do so with excellence, because you are creating long-lasting habits in terms of your attitude, your effort, and your work ethic that will carry into your future job and more important parts of your life. For instance, I was fortunate to go to the U of M for my undergraduate degree in music education. During that time, my parents were kind enough to help me with my tuition cost, but I had to handle my own room and board. Speaking of flipping burgers, besides teaching some private lessons on saxophone, I was a closer at Wendy's 3 to 4 nights a week for basically 3 years. Was it fun? Not necessarily, but I realize now it was another context where I learned the value of hard work and excellent habits. I got to pick my hours and my nights. I was favored by the management because of the habits of excellence I was practicing and developing there. And fortunately or unfortunately, it also meant I got stuck doing the final cleanup most nights because I was fast and actually got the dishes clean. But more importantly, even if you land your dream job, like I have with teaching music, there's still going to be parts of it you may not like and may not be necessarily fun, but you still need to do those well, and habits of excellence developed now in the small things or the seemingly mundane will help you to excel in the big things. Finally, no one just woke up one day and decided to be instantly great at something. You weren't born a basketball player, a pro runner, like Asia Rawls, who's going to be up here in a moment. The CEO of a large company, a renowned artist, a skilled tradesman, or a wonderful spouse or parent. These things take time. They take repeated efforts. They take goal setting and tenacity. We are a result of the decisions we make, the things we invest time into, and the habits, hopefully, of excellence that we create for ourselves. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. I would venture to say that most of you, based on the fact that you have been chosen for the Waterford Foundation Select 50 for 2024, have already applied much of this in your lives. You have already begun to create those habits of excellence for yourselves. I urge you to continue to do so. Maybe this Aristotle quote can be a little reminder for you in days to come. Congratulations once again on this very special honor. You are truly some of Waterford's finest. Continue to be excellent, and I wish you all the best for your future successes.
Good evening, and congratulations, Select 50 honorees and loved ones. My name is Amy McNeil, and I'm a language arts teacher at Durant High School. I am also a Waterford Mott graduate and a proud member of the Select 50 group of 1999. I am now in my 20th year of teaching in Waterford, my first 15 spent at Mott, where I had the honor of coaching cross-country and track and field. When I met Asia Rawls in 2006, she was one of a handful of talented freshmen who joined the track team, and I was a brand new coach. Neither of us knew exactly what we were doing, but our competitive natures bonded us instantly. Fast forward to last year, 17 years later, in January of 2023, I was teaching an English class at Durant, and I got a message from Asia that said, "I need to talk to you ASAP." And all of the teachers and coaches and mentors that are here tonight can attest that it doesn't matter when you graduated. If you send that message to one of us, we'll be there. So ready to help her out of whatever scrape she had gotten herself into, I got a hold of her right away. And when I did, imagine my surprise when she asked me if I would possibly be interested in going with her on an all-expenses-paid trip to Paris to run the Paris Marathon and take part in a week of events sponsored by popular running brand ASICS. Needless to say, I was interested. In her time at Mott, Asia Rawls was a track captain, a 4-year MVP, senior athlete of the year, and multiple-time All-State athlete and state champion, as well as a 2-time Dr. Pepper Athlete of the Week in track and basketball. She was also, you guessed it, a Select 50 honoree. At Eastern Michigan University, she was a school record holder, multiple-time conference champion, and an NCAA All-American in the 400-meter hurdles. She earned her MBA from U of D on a scholarship and was selected as a Jesuit leader for the past 2 years and does charity work as a member of the JDJ board in Detroit, providing scholarships to Detroit high school students. She is now a project analyst for Magna International, who has been featured professionally in publications such as Cranes Magazine and the Michigan Chronicle. She is a coach and founding member of the Detroit-based running group We Run 313, a local and global advocate for running through her role as an ASICS Sound Mind, Sound Body ambassador, and an accomplished marathoner, running the Paris and Detroit marathons in 2023 before running her first world major marathon in Tokyo just 3 weeks ago. Here tonight to tell us the story of how she went from running around the playground of Beaumont Elementary School to running through the streets of Tokyo, please welcome my former athlete, current inspiration, and lifelong friend, Asia Rawls.
Okay, here we go. Wow, what a background. Okay, thank you all for having me. I am so honored to be here. There was a lot to get to that moment that I had to take literally a breath and a moment to even kind of understand that whole full moment of getting there. So I'd like to first start off and say thank you so much to the Waterford School District. Thank you to my coach and her family and Karen and everyone here, the parents. You do a great job at helping the students and ultimately thanking the Select 50. I know, like, being a Select 50 and being a high school student, there's many highs and lows that you go through. And today I'm going to get started and kind of talk through my journey. And when I was prepping to speak today, I wasn't really sure what I was going to talk about. And I even asked Amy, I'm like, what would they want to know? And she's like, everything you would want to know in high school. So I'd like to start off by talking about how I got in the Waterford School District, because I think that plays a huge part in who I am today. And before I get there, I do want to say, even with all those accolades, I didn't have a senior year. I didn't get a Waterford Mott, a varsity jacket. There was a lot of crazy stuff going on in my senior year in high school. So around I would say around like 1999, my family made this big shift from Grand Rapids, Michigan. And during that time, my dad was not in the best places in his life and career. And he was actually getting out of Ionia prison. And he does have a convicted felon background. And he wanted a different life for his whole family. So we were kind of like migrating out of the area. I went to 5 different elementary schools before I got to Beaumont Elementary. So my family was like bouncing around house to house trying to figure it out. And once we got to Beaumont, we figured it out. But I do want to say, with that happening statistically, I shouldn't even be standing in front of you, let alone achieving half the things I did. Because statistically, kids who have an incarcerated father do not make it that far. So it was definitely a huge process to get to this. So once I entered Beaumont Elementary, life was different. I realized I was behind in mathematics and English in every subject. I realized like a lot of the kids didn't look like me. It was 2000s, 1999. And I realized that, okay, I got to figure out what am I good at. So in today's speech, I'm going to talk to you about 3 different principles that I believe if you nail these 3 things down, you might be in Tokyo. And the first thing is understanding what you're good at and being so obsessed about it that you practice it, and you practice it so well. Don't think kids who are good at things are genetically talented and they have a certain gift. You have to practice. And at that very young age, I went to recess and I ran the mile. And one of my teachers was like, "You're kind of good at this mile." And then I kept running again. And then I ended up playing basketball. And my coach was like, "You're really good at basketball." Her name was Lisa Page. Now, when I had to pick someone to go to Paris, it was between Amy and Lisa, both from the Waterford School District. It was going to be a teacher because I believe teachers play such a huge role in the life of kids that they don't sometimes get the respect that they deserve. Thank you. So at a young age, at 9, I was so wise, I knew that running is something I'm good at. And I knew that because that's what I got feedback on. So if you hear a teacher or a parent saying, "You're really good at this, you're smart at math, you're a class clown, you're funny," try to understand what that talent or that thing that you do naturally and practice that and get really, really good at it. And so like running was my thing. But again, I still had a lot of family drama going on. So Lisa was the coach. And this woman here, literally every single day, picked me up from my parents' home, got me in every camp, because as a student, I was never talking back. I never disrespected any of my coaches. I never disrespected anyone. And I realized if someone can pour into you, as an athlete and as a student, you have to pour back. So she really kind of got me amplified. And she had other kids, and she got me sponsors. Really, I'm like, how do you find a sponsor for someone at 9? But I was so obsessed. I practiced so much. I was like running outside, dribbling the basketball. I was really dedicated. And so then we kind of merged and get ready for middle school. I went to Prairie Middle School. Now, the first thing I said was, right, understanding what you're really good at and being obsessed about it. The second principle is building relationships and overcoming obstacles. If you don't build relationships in life, and if you think that you can make it on your own, I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, female, male, you will need someone to get you to the next level. And I currently volunteer at high schools in Detroit. And a lot of kids these days think that they don't want to listen to people and they don't need anyone. And you do not achieve all of this on your own. It just doesn't work that way. And so another thing is overcoming obstacles. You can be as pretty as you want to be. You can be as handsome as you want to be. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to go through pain. You're going to go through different things, especially if you're an athlete or you have academically a lot of things going on. And so I remember a few big obstacles for me was I'm getting ready for high school, right? Lisa got me jump-started. And then all of a sudden, like, my mom comes home and she's like saying that she wanted to talk to my brother and me. And I'm just like, okay, what are we talking about? And then she was letting us know that her and my dad were getting a divorce. Now, at that time, I'm like, okay, I think I know what a divorce is, and I kind of don't. but like I'm getting ready for high school. Like, why now, right? And I'm saying that because sometimes your parents may be going through things and you may not be able to understand why this is happening at an important part in your life. And so when that was happening to me, I still had to understand how to navigate and be successful. At the end of the day, the chair that you're sitting in, your success depends on you. Your parents may say, we're going to save for college, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but you have to figure out a way for your life. And I remember Lisa was telling me, I told you you're going to be your own ticket in life. You have to figure out how you can make it to the next step. And so you guys have to also figure that out as well through your own talents and gift. That's why you got to practice it, because one day you may have to rely on that very one little thing. And so I'm like, okay, they're getting a divorce. Maybe this is a good thing, because I was tired of hearing them argue. And then it got even worse. My dad was like, oh, yeah, I'm moving to Texas. I'm like, okay. Like, what is happening? So at that moment, everything started happening so quick. It was just movers coming in. Things were just changing. And I'm going to high school. And my brother ended up going with my dad in Texas. So now I'm in high school. And now my parents are even at a different part. But I do want to say this. My parents are some strong people, and I love them so much, because they may watch this, right? My dad wanted to come. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, I don't know. But no, I think it's important that we talk about our vulnerability. And this is so vulnerable for me to talk about. I practiced this 10 times, and I'm surprised I'm not crying. So when I got to high school, like Amy stated, I joined the track team, and I still achieved so many things that year, like getting to states and becoming MVP all 4 years, and still becoming Dr. Pepper Athlete of the Week in 2 sports. And I was just so driven, and I just knew I could not let someone stop me, even my parents, even anybody in my life. And during that time, you do have obstacles, as far as I had different friend groups. And I work at high schools. I'm like, I know people smoke and drink. You don't have to lie to me. I know what happens. These are the things that can prevent anyone, even if you're a senior or a junior or whatever you're going through. Obstacles are there to weed out people in life. Only the strong make it. Sometimes I go to high schools and I say, all of you won't make it, because some of you won't listen. Some of you think you know it all. But you have to figure out, how can I make it? How can I get across peer pressure? How can I find myself a scholarship and further yourself? These are things I had to ask myself as I was getting in different friend groups. Why is this person mad at me? Why are they not speaking to me? That could have devastated me and stopped my whole career, but you have to really persevere and say, what am I really doing this for? Why are we in high school? To go to college and do what? And become what? What is the purpose? What is the plan? So those obstacles and those adversities were a lot of things that I had to navigate. And I was so thankful to have Amy as a coach, and I had Andy Coleman as my basketball coach, and I had built a strong relationship between both of them. I remember, even Andy Coleman, we couldn't have wrinkled jerseys. I played basketball. And I was one of the best people on the team, and I came to the game with a wrinkled jersey. And he told me to go sit in the locker room, same locker room here. And y'all know what he said to me? I don't know if I should tell y'all, because I forgot this is getting recorded. No, it was, he told me to see if the steam in the shower would unwrinkle the jersey, and I did not play that game. And the lesson he was teaching me was that no matter how good you are, no matter if you're an MVP, you're the best player, and you're this and that, you're still second best. You still have to abide by every single rule that all the players on this team abide by. So no matter how smart you think you are, no matter how good you think you are in a sport, you are second best. And you still abide by all the rules and all the teachings that every single student in this school follows, even though you're select 50. And you have to always stay humble in life. So the last third principle, because I could talk about obstacles all day in relationship building, but I think a lot of the key building came a lot from the track and the relationships I had with Amy, including her dad and his shoe store. But the last step is maintaining the wheel. And maintaining the wheel is, now that I've finished high school, now that I'm a Select 50, how do I carry this on for the rest of my life? See, a lot of people finish high school and they become a one-hit wonder, like, oh, what happened to so-and-so? They fell off. Look at them, they're on drugs. They did this. A lot of those stories have been told to me about people. And what I did that was a little bit different was I said, okay, you were great in high school, but how can you maintain the wheel? So I kept remembering the principles of always practicing, always, being passionate about something. So I kept going to school, got my master's, went through that. I started back running. And, we had a big brand, ASICS, that saw a lot of the efforts I was doing in the community. They decided to sponsor me through all my work and endeavors, along with our local run club, We Run 313. And the whole point of me saying, like, those 3 steps is it doesn't stop. And through maintaining the wheel, I had a lot of different people in my life teach me things. I had a Jesuit father who's now passed, taught me a lot of things. I'm like, I didn't think I could learn anything from someone who doesn't look like me or not the same age as me. But he became one of my greatest teachers as far as giving back and being a student. So I just kind of like to close here and, make sure that you guys understand. And I did bring up, so I do have some of the plaques I have in high school. And the reason why I brought them up, and I actually do have my Select 50 award here. And I brought this up because I want you to know, no matter what Amy said about me and my background, I am the same as you. You're probably thinking, I could never achieve all that she did. That sounded crazy. She must be a prodigy child. I'm not. I just gave you my background, right? Every single day in high school, I had to find a ride to practice. I actually want to thank the parents. I know they're not here, but spiritually, I want to thank them. Every single day, I played 2 sports. I had to ask someone, and Amy will tell you, I probably asked her to take me home a few times. I had to find a way. I could have easily given up. I brought this here, and then I also wanted to I honestly still stare at some of these things today. To get MVP all 4 years in track is not easy. I didn't miss one practice. I didn't have one excuse. Even through the divorce, even through my father's background, I showed up 4 years and was one of the highest ranked athletes. And not only that, I did bring in my, I think I got Senior Athlete of the Year. I think I was voted by my class, but just kind of think about all the triumph, all the tears, all the pain, all the friends I lost. I lost so many friends. If you think you're gonna have the same friends you did from freshman year, that's not going to happen. And if it's happening, then you're not doing something right. You gotta separate yourself. Okay, I can talk all day. I think I need to close. I'll probably hit the time. All right, so last but not least, my gift to all of you great Select 50 recipients, I'd like to thank ASICS on behalf of this gift. I'd like to thank Mr. Coughlin, Paul Coughlin, for housing these wonderful running shoes that we have gifted every single last one of you. And I want the shoes to be for you to keep moving and to keep running through life and be the best you can be and be so obsessed about what you're great at. Thank you. Hey, turn up. So cool. These falling.
Can you take this and then Asia, I have to tell you, there are not enough adjectives in the dictionary to describe how special you are and how hard you have worked for everything you have achieved. Another round of applause for that outstanding young lady. While the rest of the shoes are being passed out, I'd like to tell you a little story, the story of lies, actually. I'm sure, students, at one point in your life, somebody told you don't ever tell a lie because you tell one lie, it leads to more lies. Well, if you recall, when I came to your schools to let you know that you were selected for Select 50, I asked for each of your shoe sizes. And I lied and said, I need the shoe size because Paul Coughlin, owner of Running Gear, is on our Waterford Foundation board, and he wants to raffle off one pair of shoes, right, to a student in Kettering and a student at Mott. Okay, that was one lie to 50 students. A couple days after that, oh, and I also had to tell Paul that he's now part of my ruse, because if somebody happens to say, hey, that's a really nice thing you're doing, and Paul says, what? You know, and so I had to tell Paul what he's doing. A few days later, a very nice lady, a Select 50 mom, called me asking about dinner tickets, such and such. She's an absolute delight. We hit it off the bat, and me and this, what was a stranger, became a friend, and we talked for at least 10 minutes, okay? She let me know that we actually have 5 football players from Mott High School who are part of the Select 50. And let me tell you, we were just about to say goodbye on the phone, and she said, oh, wait, I think you'd like to hear this story. I said, okay. So she tells me about these 5 football players. She proceeds to tell me that 4 of these boys think so highly of boy number 5 that if they win this raffle, they want to donate their shoes to this boy, okay? I'm thinking, oh, wow, that's really cool, how heartwarming, right? Then she proceeds to tell me that these 4 boys wrote down as their shoe size the same as boy number 5. I'm trying to continue to hold an intelligent conversation with this woman as my mind is just reeling and thinking, what am I going to do now? So this lie I had to sleep on overnight to try to figure out with what am I going to do now. I got to get those other 4 boys' shoe size. So the next morning I had my caffeine, got going for the day, and I called this mom back. I said, hey, I talked to Paul, owner of Running Gear. He was so touched by your heartwarming story that he wants to get a pair of shoes for that boy, if that boy's name is drawn, one of the 4, so that him, who was going to donate it to boy number 5, would also get a pair of shoes. Boy number 5 gets the shoes. Problem solved, except it took her probably 3 days because her son had to get a hold of these boys. They're texting, it's the weekend. In the meantime, I had already sent the list to Asia of all the kids' shoe sizes. Then we find out that there's 5 extra size 10s that don't need to be on there. How many lies have I told at this point? In just a matter of days, right? Don't lie. It just leads terribly. So, students, I would like you to thank you. You've already tied it up pretty nicely already. If you can manage to scoot those bags underneath your chair, your bag and your pair of shoes, because as you walk across the stage tonight, there's going to be a lot of pictures taken, and I don't want it to look like a messy teenage bedroom with shoes and bags thrown everywhere. So if for some reason that shoe size is wrong that you got, let us know, but it shouldn't be. And thank you to Paul. All the shoes were shipped to his store, and he went through the painstaking process to write your names, make sure it's on the right size box and everything, so enjoy. So, let's get on to the awards. Paul Coughlin will come up now and get this party started.
Hi, my name's Paul Coughlin, and I am a member of the Waterford Foundation, but I need to begin very quickly with the gifts that Asia has brought you. If you want to run her next marathon with her, that's the shoe. That shoe has the silicone gel packets in the back and the front. The foam is blended with Kevlar, same stuff they use in a bulletproof vest to keep it from crushing. That is top of the line. I'm sure you appreciate it. That's a wonderful thing, Asia, a wonderful thing for you to do. All right, on with tonight's festivities. It is my pleasure tonight to announce the Select 50 Outstanding Students for 2024. And as you heard, they were selected by their respective teaching staffs based on a combination of leadership, citizenship, and academics. In that regard, we've asked the students for activities they are involved in or honors they have received that they would like to highlight along with their introduction. In case you're not familiar with some of these organizations, a quick explanation. Link Crew, Students Mentoring Students, PPI, Positive Peer Influence, or Students Mediating Student Conflicts. DECA is an organization preparing emerging leaders for careers in business. Student 6 is a Student Advisory Council, and a new one this year, Mu Alpha Theta, is the U.S. Mathematics Honor Society. You will hear those names mentioned many times tonight. Friends and family, please remember to stand when your honoree is announced so we can recognize you as well. Be aware that those cameras are on you. If your child's name starts with an X, Y, or a Z, you still have time to go fix your hair. Other than that, please stay with us tonight. With that being said, I would like to introduce our principals, Mr. Benjamin Harwood and Mr. Craig Blomquist from Mott, Ben from Kettering, of course, who will be handing out the honors. And students, as you come up, please pause, remember, for that quick photo op. So guys, if we're ready, I would like to begin the introduction of our 2024 Select 50. Scott Lindbergh, our Superintendent of Schools, will also be handing out awards tonight. So to kick off 2024, let's begin with Mr. Javon Barnes. Javon is a football player at Mott. He participates in fundraisers and has helped out at youth football camps. Ellie Blomberg. Ellie's a member of the soccer program at Kettering, has played powder putt football, and carries a job outside of school. Margaret Bloomberg. Margaret has also played soccer and powder puff football at Kettering, as well as holding an after-school job. Michael Bolin. Mike has played baseball and football at Mott, has been a member of Link Crew, and has helped with special needs, the Links program. Ryan Bowman. Besides running track, Ryan has been busy at Kettering being the coverage editor of the yearbook. Tiffany Bresniak. Tiffany has been student council, senior vice president, a member of student leadership, and the National Society of High School Scholars. Sanaya Brown. Sanaya is a cheerleader at Mott, a member of the orchestra, and a crew member for the school play. Samantha Burnham. A member of the National Art Honor Society, Samantha is also involved with the orchestra and the theater crew. Bailey Carley. Bailey is captain of the varsity dance team at Kettering, has been a Lakes Valley Conference Student Council rep, and is a member of the National Honor Society. Eric Kobos Barraza. As we expect with the criteria of the Select 50, Eric provides some diversity, being the lead violist for the Kettering Orchestra. He's president of the chess club and a performer in the play Mamma Mia. Alexa Colazzo. Alexa has made her name in the pool as a member of the swim team, a lifeguard, and belongs to the Anti-Defamation League. Brady Craik. Brady spends his time with the track and cross-country team, Link Crew, as well as PPI and orchestra. Axel Di Carl Antonio. Axel is president of Kettering GSA, a member of the choir, and balances out the orchestra by being lead trombone. Benjamin Dunn. Benjamin's a baseball player at Mott, a wrestler, and a member of the leadership program. McKenna Photo. McKenna enjoys playing varsity lacrosse, is a member of the Kettering Diverse Union, as well as a member of the National Arts Honor Society. Jordan Frey-Fogel. Among many activities at Mott, Jordan has been editor of the yearbook, runs track and cross, and belongs to NHS and Mu Alpha Theta. Cameron Gibbons. Cameron is the section leader of the Color Guard, a member of the orchestra, and a member of the National Honor Society. Eric Guillen. Eric is a member of the marching band, the leadership program, and National Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta. Adrian Hicks. Adrian belongs to the National Honor Society, is a varsity football and baseball player. Amber Hoosier. Amber is the president of the Kettering Diversity Union, has been the stage manager and director of multiple Kettering performing arts shows, and is a member of the chamber choir. Da, 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 da. It's there, Amber. We'll go on to Donovan Isaac. Donovan not only runs track, but plays football and is a member of the Link Crew and the Anti-Defamation League. Thomas Caway. Thomas found time to play baseball, join the Link Crew, and has had a job through co-op. I skipped her? Did I?
That's what I've heard.
Did I skip Cameron Gibbons? Oh, did we do Cameron? Oh, Cameron.
Oh, that's what happened.
Aha. Mystery solved. Mystery solved. That a girl. Alana Kimmerer. Hopefully, Alana is Kettering's DECA president, the Student Council senior president, a captain of the varsity dance team, and a member of NHS. Grace Lamb. Grace is a member of the Anti-Defamation League, the Leadership Program, and PPI, as well as the volleyball team. Christopher Lewis. Christopher participates in the drama club, is a member of the Link Crew, and sings in the choir. Caitlin Manganello. Caitlin is the co-editor-in-chief of the yearbook and finds time for Link Crew and the National Honor Society. Brandon Mayanja. If football and basketball aren't enough, Brandon finds time for the Anti-Defamation League and PPI. Emily Medford. Emily is a varsity wrestler, a Skills USA competitor, and a varsity soccer player. Andrew Mercier. Andrew captains the varsity cross and track teams, as well as being a member of the chamber choir. Ella Miller. Ella finds a way to cover softball and choir, as well as participates in Student Council and National Honor Society. Lilia Mojica. Lilia served as Student Council President, participated as a member of the Leadership Program, and a member of DECA. Natalie Molitor. Natalie served as a board member of the National Honor Society, a member of Link Crew, and a participant in Teen Court. Hopefully she was found innocent. Okay, Rachel Morgan. As well as volunteering at our elementary schools, Rachel has played varsity volleyball and soccer and is a member of National Honor Society. Isabel Nuttall. Isabel is also co-editor-in-chief of the Kettering Yearbook, as well as captain of the varsity volleyball team. Caleb Osborne. Caleb found time for playing football and basketball, as well as helping with Link Crew. Kelsey Palmer. After a full plate of sports, Kelsey was also able to participate in Drama Club, PPI, and Student 6. Giovanni Randazzo. Giovanni muscled his way through football and lacrosse, as well as participating in DECA. Lucas Reginic. Lucas is an all-region athlete, playing football and also participated in DECA. Aiden Reynolds. Captain of varsity baseball and exec vice president of DECA, Aiden was also an executive member of the National Honor Society. Megan Riley. Among a variety of programs, Megan is a member of Mu Alpha Theta, a member of the leadership program, and an elementary classroom reader, as well as math tutor. Madison Rivera. Madison is involved in early childhood education and leadership programs and is a daycare assistant teacher. Quentin Rogers. Quentin is a track athlete, a student leadership member, and finds time for Link Crew. Sophia Santia. Sophia is the Mu Alpha Theta National Math Honor Society president at Mott and a member of Link Crew as well as the leadership program. Carter Schroeder. If it's not varsity football, then it's varsity basketball or varsity lacrosse for Carter. Connor Sorabi. For Connor, it's varsity tennis as well as membership in the leadership program, as well as DECA and NHS. Cameron Taylor. Between varsity football and wrestling, somehow Cameron was able to manage an after-school job at Kohl's. Nicholas Chung. Nicholas ran for the varsity cross team, swung a club for the varsity golf team, and belonged to the National Honor Society. Isaiah Veach. Isaiah played football, participated in the orchestra, and obviously tosses the 12-pound shot put for the track team. Cameron Warshawski. Cameron is an active member of the choir as well as student council and Link Crew. Amber Wright. Amber, our final Select 50 honoree, in no particular order, participates in Link Crew, National Honor, and Arts Societies, and enjoys competitive dance. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you have the class of 24 Waterford Foundation Select 50.
I'm not going to let Mr. Harwood go up here by myself. Yeah, I know you tried. I want to thank everyone for being here this evening. It is always a thrill to have this event back here at Mott, just as it's a thrill to have it at Kettering. We want to thank you, 25 seniors from Kettering and 25 from Mott. Such an honor. I did want to say that being here tonight brings back some special memories for me. Both of my children, my daughter Kate and my son Andrew, are proud graduates of Waterford Mott High School and the Waterford School District. They both had the privilege themselves of being nominated for the Select 50. And I just want you to know the fix was not in. I was not principal at the time, so they got that on their own. Many of you will have some very special memories about some of the adults in your schools who have had a great impact on your lives. Maybe it was your kindergarten teacher, maybe it was your football coach, maybe it was a custodian or a bus driver or cafeteria worker. There are so many people who work in our schools that make memories with students that will last a lifetime. They've helped shape you into the outstanding young men and women on stage tonight. What you perhaps don't realize, though, seniors, is the impact you have had in our lives. You were in large part selected to be honored tonight because you have impacted us as well. When you leave us at the end of this year, you do not leave us without great memories. You have made our community, our schools, a better place for all of your peers. Your excellence in our classrooms, in our halls, on our athletic fields, on our stages, and in so many other ways has set the tone for our school district. You are here tonight because you are memorable, because you have had an impact on all of our lives. Congratulations to you all. Mr. Harwood.
Thank you, Mr. Blomquist, and congratulations to you as well. In case you haven't heard yet, Mr. Blomquist was recently nominated for the 2024 Principal of the Year Award. I know Karen stole some of the thunder, but I think it's worth mentioning a second time because it's a heck of an accomplishment. I look around this stage and am blown away by the assemblage of talent here. Just incredible. Every one of you has an amazing story to tell and so much more in the future. We're very proud of you. Seniors and families, tonight unofficially kicks off the award series, the award season for our class of 2024 superstars. As we begin to say both our congratulations and our goodbyes to our students that have been so important to us for the past 4 years and beyond. We could not be more proud of you. We wish all of you nothing but the very best as you go out into the world. Of course, none of this would be possible without you, the parents, our teachers, and our community partners. So thank you so much to the Waterford Foundation for keeping this tradition alive in our community. In fact, thank you, Waterford Foundation, for everything you do to support teaching and learning in our community.